I thought I would share with you today what's in my camera bag when I wander out and shoot large format. So this is it's a low pro Tactic BP 450 AW2 bag. And as you can see from overstuffing the bag, I've actually ripped some of the threads here on the seam. So I'm going to actually have to go, there's a shoe and leather repair guy not too far from here. I'm gonna see if they can stitch that up. Otherwise, I'm going to need to find a new bag. But I do like the bag. It has served me very well. It's heavy duty. Like I said, this was really caused from me just like reaming stuff in there and more stuff than I should have been trying to zip up. But anyway, let's go ahead and show you what's in my bag. First, on the outside, there are these little pockets. So occasionally I do put stuff in here. In this one I have, this is the small center column for my tripod in case I want to get really low to the ground, whereas the other center column prohibits that. So I usually have that tucked in here just in case. And then if we open this bad boy up. All right, so here we go. First, we have the Linhof Master Technika 4x5 camera. Love this camera, can't say enough good things about it. For lenses, I have the lens that I bought with the camera this is a 210 Schneider lens. I do like this lens quite a bit. It's a 5.6 Schneider multi-coated 5.6 210 millimeter. And on all my lenses, I have these Lee, for the Lee kit, and then they sell these, I wish they were a little bit nicer, but they sell these lens caps for their Lee kit mounts. So that's what I keep on as a lens cap, because I've just found that the one thing about the Lee filter holder system, I really disliked it at first because I would have to thread this on and then mount the thing, and it was just like too many steps. So this has helped me quite a bit. I just have these on all my lenses, so I don't have to thread anything on. And then, like I said, I wish the lens caps were a little bit nicer, but they do the job. So that's the 210 lens. This is my longest focal length lens that I currently have for my camera. Then the next in the focal length line would be the 150 Nikkor, the 150 Nikon, Nikkor, whatever you want to call it. And this one also, again, I have the mounting adapter for the Lee kit, and this one is a 5.6 as well. This is the newest lens that I bought, and I tell you what, it's probably, well, it depends on the shot, but it's probably my favorite focal length at the moment. So that is lens number 2. Then I have the 90 millimeter Nikon. Again, I have the adapter ring on there. And this is the 4.5 version. So this one is quite a tank and quite heavy, but I do like being able to have a brighter ground glass. For me personally, weight's always kind of a secondary, but the older I get, we'll see. I might start looking for some lighter lens. And then I have a short adapter because I did not like the Linhof system for the quick adapter at all. It seemed more problems than it was worth, so I had them do that for me. Next, I have the Linhof viewfinder that I really use this a lot for just scouting and trying to visualize what focal length I need to use before I actually set up the camera. But I do have intentions. My camera does have the rangefinder coupled, so I would like to try shooting some handheld with this as well, because like I said, it is coupled with my 210, and I think that would be pretty cool for maybe to try and shoot some handheld portraits possibly. So that is something that I might be doing, but I just love this for walking around with, and scouting, being able to see, visualize what I'm gonna shoot before I go through setting up the camera completely. Then for my loop, I use a Horseman, what is this? I don't even know the magnification on it, but it's a Horseman loop. It served me really well. I specifically searched out one that was deeper because on the Linhof, it has this ground glass shade, which I really like. So when I was looking for a loop for this camera, I wanted something that would come out past that. That way I could use this without, it would clear it without having any problems. So that's the main reason why I went with this one, and it's served me really well. So that's that. Then I have my cable release here. This is actually a Linhof cable release, a little bubble spirit level. That it's a shoe mount one to check level for the camera. And then this is my dark cloth. It's a Harrison, I think it's the small version, silver dark cloth. And that gets stuffed in here with that. All right. You will notice that I have my drone. So this is a Mavic Pro drone. And this is clearly not always in here, but I do like, I enjoy flying it, and sometimes for some of the locations I go out to, especially if I'm recording video, I will just do like a cool scene setting shot. And like I said, I really enjoy flying it and getting different angles with pictures and stuff. So a lot of times that will be in here. If I don't really anticipate using it, I will usually put some extra film holders in here, but we'll get to that in a second. Then I have the Mavic remote, or the controller, spare battery. Again, this is if I am going to be filming. I have the DJI mics to record with, and I use the little DJI, I don't even know what this is. I think it's the DJI Action 2. But I'm not really sure, but it's worked pretty good. The battery life is kind of a problem, so sometimes I will tuck a spare little battery pack in there as well. And then in here, I just have like a lav mic and accessories for the microphone and the video kit. Then I also have Freewell variable ND filters for the drone. So that usually all goes in here. And again, it just depends. If I'm going out to film and it's someplace cool, I like to have the drone. Not always though. All right, stick that back there so I can show you what's in here. Then, like I said, I do use the Lee filter system. So this is the Lee 100 mounting thing for the front. I forget what it's called. It's like Lee system or something. Anyway, so that's that. Then my Lee filters, I put in this was an old filter case that I had for my round filters. And so these filters fit in there really, really perfectly. I have a light red, yellow, green, orange, dark red, and the big stop and little stop, or the 6 stop and the 10 stop ND filters. And I used to have a bigger kit with graduated ND filters, and I still have them, but I just found I was never really using them. And so I just went to the square ones with this to save a little bit of room, because this folds up really nice and it doesn't take up much room this way. Whereas the other, it's not made by Lee, but it's just like their filter holder. It takes up more room than my camera actually did, or about the same. So it was really kind of a space hog. And like I said, I never really used the grad filters. So if I anticipate needing them, I will probably pack that or put it on my belt, but haven't yet. Then this is the Lee. So this is the Lee polarizer that works with this filter holder. It is, I don't know, it is what it is. It's a polarizer. It takes up more room than I would like it to, but it does a good job. It is on the expensive side, but if you need a polarizer, you need a polarizer. So there we have it. So you might be asking yourself, where's this film? And that's what the red cooler's for. So what I do is, we'll slide this aside. When I'm going somewhere, especially if the film's gonna be in the car for a bit, I will put it in this little igloo cooler. And I also put my light meter in here, for one, because it saves space in my bag, and for two, I have to access it right away because I always put it on my belt for the most part. I usually do. So that's why I have this, and then I use these bags from F64. for my film holders, and I put these on my hip as well, so they're not taking up all that room in my bag, and I can get other things in there, like my drone. Yeah, it just makes it way easier. That way, if it's really hot and I have to run in somewhere in the car, or you know, if this stuff has to sit in the car for a while, I can also put an ice pack in here to keep my film cooler. So I have 2 of these, and I usually keep 2 of these, and like I said, my light meter, which I would be lost without this light meter for large format and zone system work anyway. I used to use some other ones with an EV, like a slide dial that helped me place the zones, but this one with the zone sticker on here is indispensable. Like in fact, I want to buy a backup just in case. But, so this is the Pentax, this is the modified Zone 6 Studios, and it's got the nice leather holder with the logo and stuff on there. So it is, I just love this light meter. Anyway, so that goes in here, and then like I said, when I get someplace, I'll put my film holders and my light meter on my hip. So that's how that works. Then I usually don't have the film in these bags, but I keep a set of film in these bags because if I don't have my drone or I want more film, a lot of times I will just take the drone out and slide more film in here. So then I have 5 extra slots. I can usually tuck some in here, so I can get more film in here if I want to. Just depends on what I'm doing. So there's that. But I keep all my film, once the film holders are loaded, I like to keep them in these they're like computer hard drive bags. If you just do a Google search, I'll try and find some and do a link in the description below, but if you just do a search for anti-static, like computer hard drive bags, you should be able to find some. So that is how I bring my film to the game. All right, then some honorable mentions here. Again, if I don't have quite as much like video equipment or the drone in particular, sometimes I will bring the Horseman 6x12 back, which I love. And I have these little black film holders, so those will slide in here or slide in here. You know, I can get these in a certain spot if I need to. And last but not least, I love this piece of kit by Linhof. It's just super bulky. It is a viewfinder, so it does come apart like that. So sometimes I will bring this with, and I'll kind of tuck it in here. But the other problem with this is it does not work, like on wide angle lenses, like on my 90, it's pretty much useless. But on my like 210 and the 150, it's really cool to be able to just it pops on. So you take this off, then this just pops on here. And then you can lock it down, and then you basically have an image that looks correct and is not inverted and backwards. So it is it's very cool to have, but like I said, it doesn't work for the wide angle lens very well. There's just too much, like yeah, for one reason or another. I don't know the physics behind it, but it doesn't work for wide angle lenses. So it's something that if I had unlimited room and I could just bring it, I would, but it's kind of bulky. So I do love having it, and I do use it whenever I can. It's just not an all the time thing. All right, then if we go up to the pockets, I have the anti-fog lens cleaning wipes, a multi-tool. You know, it's got the pliers, the knife. Well, you know what a multi-tool is. A multi-tool. I have a tape measure for measuring my bellows and calculating any compensation. Spare batteries for my light meter. And a spare set of propellers for the drone, because I'm pretty good at crashing it. A couple pens. Let's see, what do I got in here? Another pen. A multi-tool. This one is really nice. This is a small rig, so it's got, you know, your screwdriver, your Allen wrenches, flathead, and then some other Allen keys and stuff. These are kind of all the standard sizes that photo and video gear uses. So this is really nice to have. It's made by Small Rig. What appears to be a broken pencil. Notepad, in case you need to take some notes. lens wrench. This is very important to have. This one's made by Linus, but it's a lens wrench in case anything comes loose or you need to adjust anything or have problems in the field. It's good to have that. Another little spirit level, which I like to have a backup level because I can never find things, so it's good to have two of something. So it's just a little one I picked up at the Home Depot. And a backup shutter cable. And that is what I take with me for the most part when I shoot 4x5 film. Now, admittedly, this pack is pretty heavy. I usually only hike a couple miles. Now, if I anticipate going further, I might try and lighten the load a bit. In fact, I'm going to start looking into some smaller, lighter lenses because I know they are available. And when you're outside, you don't really need 4.5 per se. But those are the three lenses I have right now, and I don't mind hiking with them. I don't mind the little extra workout if I can get it. So that is gonna wrap it up for this video. I hope you found what I lug around interesting, and we will see you guys in the next video.